Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. In this episode, you're about to check out next what I have. And this vehicle, I'm just finding out, just did some research on it, was checking for it, where I bought it from. This particular vehicle cannot be purchased anymore because it's no longer available. What I'm talking about, check it out. Right, we are back, and as I always usually tell you guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your post notifications turned on so that whenever I drop some new uploads, you guys will be the first to see it. Now, you've seen that it is the INEOS Grenadier. But I got a secret to tell y'all. I really don't want everybody hearing it. So come close. Come a little closer. Just a little bit closer so you can hear what I'm about to say. This Grenadier is a Land Rover Defender knockoff. What? Huh? Yes, it's a Land Rover Defender knockoff. It's made by INEOS Automotive, okay? And this thing, when you look at it, all signs point to a Land Rover Defender. That's exactly what it looks like, a Land Rover Defender. But it's made by INEOS Automotive. So, we're going to get into the video. I'm going to give you a little brief history on it, and then we're going to check it out. Okay guys, so we are back. Now, as you can see, I have this big old box here, and you see it has this writing on the side. Not sure which language it is. It might be Chinese, since everything seems to be coming from China. So more than likely, it's probably Chinese writing on the side of this box. But without further ado, let me pull this Grenadier out of the box. It is still in bubble wrap. I think what's crazy about this model is the fact that I have already checked on AliExpress, and this is no longer available. I am so glad that I was able to get a hold of this while I had the opportunity, because this is no longer available. I learned my lesson about waiting to pull the trigger on buying certain items, because waiting too late, I seen what it has gotten me, and I've missed out on some very good items because I waited and I waited. I waited out. So I have been lately. I have been initially going on to make the purchase instead of waiting, because at this point you never know when the item will not be available. So I have made it my business to purchase anything that may not be around for long. And I was glad I was able to grab this Grenadier while I had the opportunity to. And yeah, so I'm happy that I did that. Yeah, I'm surprised and shocked that this truck did not last that long. I thought maybe that it would still be around. And so the fact that they did not last long was really a heartbreaker to me, because I thought they was going to stay around long enough for everybody to at least be able to purchase one of these. But I am one of the lucky few to be able to say I actually have a real live Grenadier in my collection that AliExpress no longer has. So a little bit of an overview. The INEOS Grenadier is a rugged, purpose-built 4x4 featuring BMW 3.0 liter inline 6 petrol, okay, which is 282 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. Or you can get the diesel, which is about 245 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. Those are the two engines, paired with a ZF8 8-speed automatic transmission. Is built for off-road capability, much like its counterpart, the Land Rover Defender. It includes solid axles, a ladder frame, and permanent four-wheel drive with a 2-speed transfer case. It goes from 0 to 60 in about 8.9 seconds. You make it 9 flat, pretty much. It tows about 7,700 pounds, 1,800 pounds of payload. It has a heavy-duty Carraro solid axles, center locking differential, front and rear locking differentials are optional. The interior features analog controls, a 12.3-inch infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and heavy-duty rubber floor mats. Okay. The variants for these, they come in station wagon and four-door quartermaster pickup with a 305 millimeter longer wheelbase. Okay. The Grenadier is designed for durability, featuring a utilitarian design with optional utility belts for exterior storage and a 30-70 split rear window. Okay. It also says that the Grenadier was designed to be a modern replacement for the original Land Rover Defender, with boxy bodywork, a steel ladder chassis, beam axles with long travel, progressive rate coil spring suspension. Okay? And like I said, it was designed and produced by INEOS Automotive. This truck went into production of October of 2022. Okay, so it has not been around long. So, like I said, this truck is to me, a knockoff of the Land Rover Defender. It looks like it in every possible way. Matter of fact, here are a couple of pictures of it right here. You can see these pictures of the Grenadier. Show those. And then I'm going to show you the Land Rover Defender, which is here. And as you can see, there is very much resemblance in the two. And that's the reason why I say it's a knockoff version of the Land Rover Defender. We all know the Land Rover Defender is the original king of the off-road. Okay, now let's open up this and see what it looked like. Wow, this is a pretty big box for a 124. Okay, so you guys can see it much better. Now, you looking at what I'm looking at. You see how much this thing resembles a Land Rover Defender? Look at the front. See, it looks a lot like a Defender. You see, it says Grenadier right there on the hood. And let's go to the back. Okay, so now I'm already spotting something, a special feature that this truck has. As you can see, it has the big tailpipes in the back. So when it has those, you know what that means. This is why I have the water. So you can see the wheels right there. Pretty cool. All right. Whoa, let's look at the top. Check out the top. Look at the sunroof on top. There's two of them, but they separated. I've never seen two separated sunroofs like this on a truck before. There are two separated sunroofs on top. Wow. Okay. So, let's get this bad boy open so y'all can see what I see. And, yeah, like I said, I am so excited for this purchase because I didn't think that this purchase would, I didn't think I was going to get this, but because the first time I tried to purchase this, I couldn't get it. And there was like maybe 3 or 4 colors. And I wish I could show you guys. They had one in gray, they had one in red, and they had one in blue. So yellow was the only one that was available. The first time I tried to buy it, they didn't, all 4 colors wasn't available. I came back maybe about a week later, and the yellow one was the only one available. They still didn't have no more of the gray ones, the red ones, or the blue ones. The yellow one was the only one. As a matter of fact, the yellow one was the cheapest one. I got this for $17. The blue one, the gray one, and the red one were $56 each. This yellow one was the only one that was listed at 17 bucks. So I went on and got the one that was already available, you know. And And maybe because all the other three were the most popular colors and that's why they were out so fast. But I figure, you know, forget it, you know. Everybody got the most popular colors, but, you know, I'm not, you know, dying to have, you know, all of the other colors. Just as long as I get one, that's all that matters. You know, I'm not all, you know, upended about trying to get a specific color. Just as long as I can get my hands on one, that's all that mattered. So, yeah. It has a, I don't know what this is right here, but it has something there. Oh, something on the bottom. What is this? Okay, it has a little kit to come with it. So let's see what this kit comprises of here. I felt it at the bottom and then it just dropped. Okay, so we have a screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver. So I guess this is what they give you so you could unscrew it from the bottom. That's pretty cool, because normally you don't get screwdrivers to unscrew your cars from the platform. So it was cool that they gave you a screwdriver. Let's see what else. A water bottle. How convenient. Well, I already have a water bottle, but I'm going to save this one because I do have other vehicles that could use water bottles. So this one I'm going to save. And let's see what else they have in here. They have a little sheet here. We're going to look at it in a second. But they have some AAA batteries. And what is this? I guess this is an extension. I guess this goes on top of the water bottle like this, so that you can easily reach the water into the compartment where it needs to go. So I'm guessing that's what that does. And then it has some AAA batteries. So somewhere on this truck, it needs AAA batteries to operate. Usually it would have the very, very, very small round batteries. So let's see what this is. Okay, so it's like a little sheet here. And as you can see, it has a lot of vehicles on here, including the Grenadier, as you can see right here in the bottom left-hand corner. You can also see the Toyota Sequoia, the red one down in the middle here, and the BMW XM. It also has, this looks like a Suzuki, looks like a Jimmy. And there's a Mercedes. And there's a Ford pickup right there. Looks like the Raptor. The Camaro. It has a Lamborghini. And it has a Lycan. So, I guess right here it's telling you exactly what I need to do with those batteries. And the screwdriver works with the platform under the bottom that opens the battery compartment where the 3 AAA batteries are stored. Okay. So then I guess that's it for that. Okay. Also, you can also see the reason why we have the big tailpipes in the back. It has the smoke feature. If you guys watched my videos early, I also had a segment where I had 2 Lamborghini Uruses where I showed you the smoke feature. One of them didn't work, but the other one did come around to actually working. The smoke came out. Um, I have the Toyota Sequoia. Actually, the red one down here, I actually have this one. And it has the smoke feature as well. So it's basically giving you instructions on how to load it up with the water, put it in the tank here. It shows you the compartment you put it in, and then you close it. And then once you turn it on, it's going to give you this absolute smoke feature right here, followed by a blue light in the rear. And this is the feature you're supposed to get once you fill a tank up with water. So I guess that's what this is. It's basically an instruction pamphlet on how to get your truck together. So I'm wondering if this screwdriver also can take the truck off the platform. We can definitely give it a shot and see, because I'm quite sure it wasn't just for the battery compartment, but I'm guessing you could also use it to take the truck off the platform, which it is working. So the screws are coming out. Absolutely. Screws are coming out. And yeah, guys, so far I like what I see, and I like the features that it comes with. So this one is pretty cool, and I think what makes this purchase special is the fact that AliExpress no longer sells these. And I don't know where else you can get these. I don't know where else you can get these. AliExpress was the only place carrying these. And so, for me to be the lucky ones, one of the lucky ones to get one, I'm pretty excited about this purchase. So, it should come off now, and it does. Now I'm wondering, this little platform here, it's a nice little piece here. I like this little plastic piece here. It has the, I don't know what symbol that is. Is that the same symbol that's on this paper here? You can see it on this platform as well. So I don't know. It looks like a G, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's the Grenadier symbol, if you will. But I like the fact that it's on this platform here. I'm going to take these little pieces off. So more than likely, I'm going to save this platform here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the box. Yeah, so guys, I hope you like what you see so far, and yeah, the Grenadier, to me, it looks really good. You know, like I said, it's an alternative to the Land Rover Defender. Matter of fact, let's see where the compartment is. Okay, so let's go ahead and store these batteries now. We'll go ahead and put the batteries in. I know these batteries not going to last long. I mean, Hua Hong. I've never heard of those. Chinese batteries. You know, these things don't last long. They're so cheap. You know. But we're going to go ahead and put them in. And, yeah. Kind of fasten it up. And let's put this screw back on. Okay. So let's turn it on. Let's see. Let's see if we can have lights. We got lights. Alright. So we got lights. So you guys see the blue lights in the back. So that is where the smoke is going to be coming out. And we are going to test that in a second. Let's check out the rest of this truck. This is a beautiful truck here. I like this. Okay, so let's check out this Grenadier. First, as usual, let's look at the front. Now, the front, like I said, it looks like a Land Rover. Everything about this truck spells Land Rover. You know, like I said, it's a knockoff. So you're not going to get the total look of a Land Rover, but it's going to be similar. It's going to have that similar look. So that's what you have to expect from a vehicle who absolutely has knockoff of a Land Rover. First off, I'm trying to figure out how you open up the hood. Okay, there we go. Act like it ain't want to open up. Okay, so there is the engine. Little detailed in there. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I don't just go for plain black interiors, but I mean plain black engines, but just because they added a little bit here and a little bit there, you know, I can go with that. It's better than it not having anything at all. So I like that. Also, you can see the Grenadier name right there on the hood. I like that. That's an added taste. You could see the running boards under the bottom, but I feel like these are slide out because it's so far under. Let's see. So yes, they are slide out running boards. So they slide out from each side. I guess that's the farthest they go. Yeah, so that's the farthest they go. So these are slide out running boards. When you're not using them, you can push them back in. And you can see on this side, I'm going to push that back in. So you have slide in, slide out running boards. Okay. So let's check out the inside. I guess we can check it out better from this side over here. So, as you can see from the inside here, very nice, very peculiar interior there. It has a very interesting look, if you will. Just looking down at the bottom here, where the like right down there, see right there where my finger is, right down there, that looks very interesting, where the radio and all that stuff's supposed to be. That is very interesting, the way that looks. All those circles and squares down there, you know, there's no radio or anything like that. But you can see that there's a screen up there. That's the 12.3 inch infotainment screen that they were talking about right there when they were describing this. So that is there, but you know, if you look at the steering wheel looks pretty interesting. The steering wheel has two buttons on each side of it, followed by a button in the middle. I'm quite sure that would be the horn. And the back, nothing really going on in the back here. There's nothing interesting in the back. So yeah. Now, I am a little curious about these sunroofs. And I'm wondering, do these sunroofs open? And it looks like they do. Wow, they do. Okay, they do. So, the sunroofs actually open. Look at this. Holy smoke. They open. So, you can raise it and lower it to, you know, whatever setting that you want. I think that setting right there is pretty cool. You know, it wouldn't look right if you had the setting all the way up here. I don't know why you would have it all the way up here. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, sunroofs are usually maybe like at that level, like maybe about right there, a little lower, but maybe about right there. But I think that setting is pretty cool. I like that these open. When I first saw it, something said, man, them sunroofs look like they open. They look like they open. It just kind of looked like they had that open look to them. So, both of the sunroofs actually open. I like this. I'm more impressed with this truck the more I see the features of this thing. And I see why this thing sold out so fast. I see why it sold out so fast. I'm starting to get really excited because I am so glad I got to be one of the people to get my hands on one of these. All right, let's check out some more of the features. Let's go to the back. All right, so here we are in the back. And as you can see, there's a spare tire on the back and there's also a ladder here. So, from the configurations here, it looks like we have a set of uneven doors. As you can see, this door is longer than this one. There's a small window here and there's a big window here. They did say something about the 70-30 split windows. So, let's see. We open this one first. Okay. And then does this one open? Yes, it does. So they both open. And what do we have here? As you can see right there at the bottom, sitting on the floor of the back area, there is a piece held on by a screw. That is where your water will go. So we're going to open this, and I already have water in my bottle. So I am going to take some water and put it inside of the tank. And we're going to fill it. And I'm not sure how much water we're going to need, but I'm going to add it until it tells me I don't need any more. Okay, so is it full? Trying to see, is it full? So looking at that, it looks like it might be full. So I am going to plug it. Let's bring it around. Plug it. It's pretty awkward trying to bring this around and plug it because it's there we go. So it's plugged. So now let's see if we have enough water, and I'm going to take this off the tripod so that we can see. So let's check it out. And there we have it. Guys, you know what's funny? When this stuff comes out, it has like that cool misty feel to it. I don't like when both of them start to not working. Like both of them just had smoke coming out of them, right? And then the other one started acting strange to where no water came out of it. So let me add some more water to it. I don't know why these tanks do this. I don't know if it's because it's not enough water. So all right, let's try this again. So there we go. There's the water. There's the smoke. Okay, so you guys seen it for yourself. You guys saw the smoke. Okay, so the smoke feature works. Okay, so we'll go ahead and close this door, and then we're going to close that door. This ladder feature, okay, the ladder doesn't do anything. But this has all the telltale signs of a Land Rover Defender. Is it not? Does it not give you all the telltale signs of a Land Rover Defender? This is a much knockoff feature of the Land Rover Defender. Like, come on. Now, I don't know if the Land Rover Defender has the double sunroof like this. I don't know. But you guys in the comments let me know if the Land Rover Defender has a double sunroof. I've never seen one on a Land Rover Defender, but if you have, let me know in the comments if you have seen one. So there's that symbol again. It's right there. That's got to be the Grenadier logo. But yeah, you can also see it says Grenadier right here on the top. I mean, on the back of the wheel here. But yeah, I like this Grenadier. This is nice. This is really nice. I like the wheels too. The wheels are pretty cool. Those are pretty nice wheels. Yeah. So I love everything about this Grenadier. Unfortunately, you know, I would tell you guys to go to AliExpress and get you one. But unfortunately, as I said in the beginning, they no longer sell these. So I'm sorry, guys. They don't have them anymore. Like I said, I was lucky enough to get this one myself, because when I first came upon it, I thought maybe I was tripping or something, because 1 minute I was on YouTube watching a video about the real Grenadier, the real truck, and the next minute I know I'm on AliExpress, and all of a sudden these Grenadiers appear on their screen for sale. But the problem was there were 4 colors and only 1 color was available, because the other 3 was sold out. You know, like I said, the gray one, the blue one, the red one, all sold out. The yellow one was the only one available. But the crazy part was, this yellow one, like I said, was $17, and the other 3 were $56 a piece. I don't know why they were so expensive. I don't know why. They didn't look different from this one. The only thing is they just had different colors. But I don't know why they were so expensive. But because this one was only $17, I went on and just threw my money at it and say, okay, let me just get this one here. I don't know why it's the cheapest one, but hell, I'll go ahead and get it. You know? And so it landed in my lap at a very opportune time, because now I look in there and it's saying that these are no longer available, which means they may not be selling these anymore. That was it. Whatever they had, that was it. It looks like they won't be selling them anymore. So that's why I say I am very fortunate to be able to get my hands on one of these. And if I'm going to get my hands on one of these, I want to at least share it with my audience, with my subscribers. And I want to show them this Grenadier, you know, because they weren't able to get one or didn't have a chance to get one. I want to show them what this thing actually has. So tell me down in the comments what you think about this Grenadier. Personally, even though it's a knockoff for the Land Rover Defender, I truly love it. I love all of the features, the smoke feature. I love the fact that it has uneven doors in the back that open. I really love the double sunroof in the front. That is definitely cool. I love the slide out running boards on it. This truck has so many different features, like it doesn't even make any sense. So I'm really digging this Grenadier, and I am very, very fortunate and happy that I am able to say that I am the owner of a truck that no longer exists on AliExpress. So you guys, tell me in the comments what you think about this Grenadier. And do you agree with me that this is very much a knockoff of the Land Rover Defender and how much it looks like it in every single way? And so if these were still available, would you get one? Based on what I've shown you today, would you get a Grenadier if they were still available on AliExpress? Let me know in the comments. And as always, you know, I thank you guys for tuning in and watching my videos. You know, I really like to keep you guys informed of what I buy. I like to share it with you guys to show you what's out there. Unfortunately, this is one of them that's not out there. But a lot of the other ones that I've shown you, you know, they're still out there for purchase. You can find them. And like I said, guys, I want you to tell me what you think about this Grenadier here, because this thing spells Land Rover Defender through and through. You know, even though it was created by INEOS Automotive, you know, it's a spinoff of the Land Rover Defender, one way or another, it doesn't matter how you look at it, it just has all the features of a Land Rover Defender and the look. You know, they may have changed a couple of things here and there, you know, but this is just a Land Rover. As you can see, like they said, this is a replacement. So I am going to let you guys go, because I got family calling me now. I got family calling me. I'm trying to see what's going on. But I'm going to let you guys go. And until the next episode, you guys take care and be easy.